Lord, everybody. Praise the Lord, everybody. Okay, please do me a favor. First of all, I walk in dignity. To get that one confused. But don't look at me like, who does she think she is? I see it. And I had to say, God, does Reverend Don really want me up here? Because my mouth is kind of like out there. You know, I tend to say what I want to say. But God. And I brought these two ladies up here. Because I need them to do a little thing for me. Can you do me a favor with your beautiful self?
Yes, Adrian.
Yes. Can you go to the back of the room and come up?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now. No cheat. Walk it. Walk, Chief Charles, to the ground.
Now, I need you to stop. I need you to stop. And let me tell you, I teach young girls. This is my job. So the first thing I do is teach them dignity. The one thing that you did with as much confidence as you have, what did she do? Exactly. So with all of that you got going on, you go, girl, I need you to come back with your head up. Because that's what dignity is.
Wow.
I met her. That's exactly how I met her. And it's like, who is this 5-footer thinking she's But that's just who she is. So I had to do that demonstration because I need to show you ladies exactly how dignity is supposed to look.
Yeah.
You can come in with the nicest of everything.
Yeah.
But if you do not hold yourself in high esteem, it doesn't matter. This room full of people. If you can't walk down the middle of this aisle like this lady right here, and I have to call you a lady because there is a difference between a lady and a woman. That's exactly how you conduct yourself. And so I always love to see you just come in and you're just like, okay, nobody's business. It works.
Yeah.
It works. You all need to take some lessons.
My God.
But the thing about it is, and the reason I'm talking about self-esteem and dignity is because I read on Ruth. This lady, even where she was, her husband had died. Right. She's working in a field.
Right.
But yet and still. Say that once again. She held her head up.
Come on, Ruth.
In the field. Miss Adrian.
Come on, Ruth.
You are my Ruth. You are my Ruth. And the reason I call you my Ruth is because for so long, and I'm not doing it to make you cry, baby, I promise. For so long, and we as darker skinned women, we tend to look down on ourselves. But I thank God for being who He is. And I can remember my grandmother giving me my first tube of Ambi when I was 10 years old. And she said, well, baby, you got beautiful hair, but you got to stay out of the sun. And, you know, that's how they were back then. You know, there was this thing called the paper bag test. And so I'm like, okay, well, God, I wonder if Ruth had to go through the paper bag test.
Wow.
But whether or not she did, she still, once again, held her head up.
That's right.
So I looked at Miss Adrian one day, and she was probably like, what is wrong with you? And I just kept saying, you are so beautiful. Because I had never seen me looking like this.
Wow.
And so because of that, the young girls that I teach, and I have a couple of my young girls here tonight, I give them all mirrors because I have them looking at themselves. Because if you don't look at yourself, then you don't know what you look like. You're constantly walking around with your head down. It's almost as if with your head down and you realize who you are. It's like God takes His finger and He lifts your head. Just to say, do you know how beautiful you are? Flaws and all. I love my husband because he loves me, flaws and all. You know?
That's right.
But how often do we tell ourselves that we're beautiful?
That's right.
Or how often do you tell another woman that she's beautiful?
Come on.
When was the last time one of you looked at another sister and said, girl, you look good today?
Go ahead.
Not in what she has on. What do you call it? biting or whatever they say, you know, or just looking at her. Who she thinks she is? Compliment me if you're gonna look. Compliment me. I promise you, I will give it back. You look. I'll be the first one to tell someone how beautiful they are.
Yeah.
Because you never know.
That's right.
You're not always going to get it from your man. Don't wait for your man. Don't wait for your man. If you wait for that man, you'll never get it. So if that's the case, we women are our biggest critics. So just imagine how many women were there in the field with Ruth. She was all the way in the field by herself gleaning. By herself. But what did the other women do? They looked at her. Like, who does she think she is? And then for Boaz to see this beautiful woman. And he wanted to know, well, who is she? I need to know her.
Won't he do it?
I need to know her. And so, ladies, I'm going to cut it short, but I need you all to know how awesome you are. When Pastor calls for the altar call, the first thing I do, I'm running out in the audience or I'm running out in the aisles because I need to get to that young woman who's feeling down for that particular moment.
Right.
And if any of them are here, they will tell you.
Wow.
The first thing I'm going to do is say, come here, baby, what's wrong? You know how beautiful you are?
Wow.
So what? You had a bad day.
Thank you, Lord.
So what? The bills are due. You're still beautiful. My husband gets on me all the time because I tend to drive with, I hope there aren't any police officers in, but I tend to drive with my mirror facing me. When I say the dignity thing, that is not one of my issues. And I tend to look at me because I have to tell me. Yes, just like that. I have to tell me, even though he says, wow, babe, you look good today. Well, thank you, honey. I love you. But let me look at myself because there's always going to be that one thing that we as women will see that's wrong with us. You know, I wonder about you, and I have to keep telling you because for the longest, I used to beat myself up, Adrian. And then I saw you. God had to show me you.
Wow. That's great.
Wow.
And it's like, God, I can look like that. I can look like that. That beautiful. I promise you, I did not. But that's because you know what I'm talking about. And when you're growing up, and you're that beautiful little black girl in the corner, nobody will say, oh, she's beautiful. Oh, she's pretty for a black girl or a dark girl. What does that mean? We do that to ourselves, ladies. We need to stop. God has called us for greater.
That's right.
He has called us for greater. And just like Ruth, Boaz is waiting for you, baby.
Hey!